Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm Mark Daly Gunter.
And I'm Jeannie.
And we're the co-founders of the Transformative Loving Institute. And we wanted to talk about, hey, it's a new year. It's time to push the reset button. We want to talk to you about your intentions for your relationship for this next year.
Right, because usually when people set New Year's intentions or resolutions, they're talking about losing weight or maybe something they want to achieve in their career. It's not very often that a couple actually turns towards each other and says, hey, how do we bring in more connection and love into our lives this year? So that's what we're going to do today.
Yeah. And we want to talk to you about how to actually have the conversation, because a lot of times we can go into a conversation like this and we can hurt one another because we just shut down the conversation. We say, that's not a good idea. If I say, you know, Jeannie, I think this next year we should travel around the world.
We can't do that. Wah, wah, wah.
Exactly, right. And so we want to show you a new way to have these conversations that really increase the positivity and connection in your relationship.
Right. So the tool is borrowed from improv, and it's so that you don't shut down a scene, right? You want to keep the positivity moving. So it's called yes and. And the way it works is that when your partner shares an idea with you, your job is to find at least 10% of the idea that you like. And then you're going to build on that. So you're going to say, what I like about that idea is fill in the blank. And then you add on what that inspires in me is. And you add your own idea. And this way, you're actually accepting influence from your partner, which the Gottmans say is a really important part of having a strong foundation in a relationship.
Right. So while you're having this conversation, you're actually building your connection and just creating more love and intimacy in your relationship. And so we're going to model that right now. So Jeannie, what would you like to have happen this next year?
Well, you know, I was thinking we used to do these surprise dates where we'd take turns planning something that we thought was going to be fun for the other person. And then I remember one time we even like blindfolded the person and we, you know, showed up and it was like, woo, here we are.
Yeah.
And we haven't done that for a long time. And I think it gives us some spontaneity and joy and fun. And that's one thing I'd love to start doing again this next year.
Yeah. Well, what I like about that idea is that, you know, I love kind of being sneaky and planning secret things, and that would give that give me an opportunity to really go into that energy.
Yeah.
And then what that inspires in me is that when we're going around town and we're going around, I'm listening to you more. I'm going to listen for things that you think, oh, I like that, or maybe that'd be fun to do, and I can put that in my little file. And then I have this little file on fun things to do for surprise date.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, you know, we could keep going, but I want to now hear Mark's idea and then I'll build on his idea. So what do you want to bring in this year to our relationship?
Well, it's so funny you said that because I want to bring in more curiosity. And I think that a lot of times I do shut down these conversations, and I want to push back against that by really being in a place of curiosity, which is, you know, it's like going in and just being more questioning and curious, coming from a place of real curiosity about things that are going on for you. And I know that also really does help with us to create more spontaneity and empathy for one another, because a lot of times I'll make up what it is you need in a situation, what's driving, what your motivations are, or what your feelings are about that. And I just want to challenge myself to ask you more explicitly, so what's going on for you, or what's that like for you, from a place of curiosity to really know what's going on for you.
Great. Well, what I like about that idea is I feel like sometimes I can jump to conclusions about what you're saying or, you know, react to something. And if I can remember to be curious, that I think it would, you know, just create more understanding and compassion between us. So that's what I like about that idea. And what that sparks in me is, see, I'm now coming up with another idea around appreciation, but I'm not going to keep going. But you could keep going, and you could come up with a whole list of things you could do to bring more joy, positivity, creativity, connection, love into your relationship in 2023. So that was just an example of how that conversation can go.
Yeah. So we want to invite you to know more about us in the Transformative Loving Institute and some of the programs that we're actually offering for 2023.
Yeah. So the first thing you can do is you can like and subscribe to our videos, because that keeps us motivated to creating more content. So that would be great. And then we also have a couple of programs coming up this year.
Right. The first one is going to be our Shadow Work Weekend in Santa Fe here, April 28th through 30th. And that's an in-person workshop that we do, and it's for couples, but it's also for singles as well. And so that's going to be the first thing that's coming up here.
Yeah. And then after that, in the fall, we're actually going to have a live online couples workshop. And if you want to find out more about either of those events, I'm going to put down in the link below. You can just go to transformativeloving.com, sign up for our newsletter, and you'll get all the information about our upcoming events.
Right. So go for that yes and game. Yes and game is a winner. It really does help. And we've got more tips, tricks, and connection for you down the road.
We wish you all the best in 2023. Happy New Year again, and we'll see you down the road.
We'll see you.
Bye.